Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. Way to go, Anshu. Here for the Japa. Is there a Zoom? Nobody there? Just now coming? Can they hear already on Zoom, or are they connected?
Yes, we can hear.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Was that Subhadra?
Yes, Gurudev, please.
Okay. Subhadra's always there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I have a few thoughts about Japa, and it's important because Japa is personal responsibility, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, a couple of quotes from Prabhupada about Japa. There's a lot of gems available, and here's one of them that I think is helpful. Something he said in 1968. Simply, our prayer should be, my dear Krishna, please remind me to always chant your holy name. Please do not put me into forgetfulness. You are sitting within me as Supersoul, so you can put me into forgetfulness or into remembering you. So please do not put me into forgetfulness. Please always remind me to chant, even you send me into hell. Actually, he said, even you send me into the hell. It doesn't matter, just so long as I can always chant Hare Krishna. So chanting Japa is a time in which we remember that Krishna is the source of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. And it's a personal expression to him that I want to remember you, and please inspire me to chant Hare Krishna always. Prabhupada had mentioned this several times. For instance, once he was speaking to the devotees at 26 2nd Avenue, and he said that just walking down the street, you can chant Hare Krishna. He said, why not? You're walking down the street anyway, you could listen to other kinds of sounds, but why not chant Hare Krishna when you're walking? And then he said the same thing when you're walking on the beach or you're going anywhere, you can chant Hare Krishna. So when we're chanting Japa, we can express to Krishna that I want to chant Hare Krishna, and please remind me. And the other part of the reminder is that, as everyone knows, when we're leaving the body and entering into another womb, there's a point at which we become conscious that we're caught in the cycle of samsara. And realizing that a soul thinks, or as the Bhagavatam says, a fortunate soul thinks that I've done this so many times, and every time I come out, I forget. Come out of the womb, I forget again, and I get back reabsorbed in material life. So the point is to remember now that I want to remember Krishna, and to express it rather than waiting till we're in a disadvantaged situation. Gaur Premanande Haribol. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. But before I give the next quote, does anybody have a recollection of the last one? It was about, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So it was about always remembering Krishna, always chanting, even if you are walking. And
yeah, specifically, the prayer was, Prabhupada was saying, when you chant, you could remind Krishna, or tell Krishna to remind you to chant, always, because he's the source of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. And if you express that desire that I want to be reminded, then Krishna will remind us. And we can do the opposite. We can ignore Krishna or just really think that I don't want to be reminded, that I want to be in ignorance. But if we use this opportunity, even if we feel some resistance to it, to tell Krishna that, no, I actually want to be reminded. When you're in your right mind, this is one of the ways legally that you have to sign a paper saying I'm in sound mind right now. And I know what I'm doing. I'm signing over my estate. So later on, people say, well, they didn't know what they were doing. If you do have that clarity of mind to say, Krishna, I know what's best for me. I should remember you. I should always chant. And you pray like that, then Krishna will remind you. And then it includes, at any time, continuing to chant Hare Krishna. Now the next quote's very short, but I think it'll change your perspective of chanting Hare Krishna. And it'll make you happy, and you'll be much more successful than you are now in your process of chanting japa every day. Should I read it? Yes. Oh, all right. This is from Srila Prabhupada in 1969. He said, in the conditioned stage, we chant Hare Krishna mantra officially, without any attachment, and try to finish the rounds as soon as possible. So this is almost short enough for a tattoo, if you go around your neck. In the conditioned stage, we chant Hare Krishna mantra officially, without any attachment, and try to finish the rounds as soon as possible. One of the most frequently mentioned conundrums is, I don't have any taste. So just do it officially then. It's more a matter of duty in the beginning when one feels some conditioning that prevents one from feeling inspired to chant Hare Krishna. So there's a lot of things we do officially, and we know about these types of things. So then get to it. Try to finish it, like your homework or something like that. You know you have to do it. You don't want to be embarrassed to walk in a class and the teacher says, who is the 32nd President of the United States? And you say, I have no idea, I didn't do my homework. So you have to officially do it. And japa in the beginning is done officially. It's a devotional service in practice. One other thought, and then we'll just take a couple quick reflections. And that is, there's a phenomenon, a social phenomenon called diffusion of responsibility. Diffusion of responsibility refers to the fact that as the number of bystanders increases, the personal responsibility that an individual bystander feels decreases. As a consequence, so does his or her tendency to help. Thus, a bystander who is the only witness to an emergency will tend to conclude that he or she must bear the responsibility to help. And in such cases, people typically do help. But bystanders diffuse responsibility to help when others are present. What does that have to do with chanting japa? Malini?
I don't know if I understood it completely.
It's a social phenomenon. Let's say there's an emergency, like somebody slips and falls on the sidewalk and they're obviously hurt and they need help. If there's a lot of people there watching, like 200 people saw it, then there's less of a tendency for any individual to rise up and help because they think, well, there's other people here, they can help. But if you're the only one there, then there's more of a tendency to take responsibility.
Prabhu, in my understanding, we are individual. When we have to leave this body, we are all by ourselves. There is nobody else who can take responsibility for us. So in that case, we have to rise up to the occasion and chant the holy name sincerely. So.
Yeah, I really like it. Bravo. Well done, brava. It's this japa is very individual. It's the most individual of all the practices that we do. We have to take personal responsibility for it. Nobody else can do it for us. If you go to a kirtan, somebody else can do it for us. Oh, Kadamba Kānana Maharaja, he'll just keep it going and I'll just sit there and go like, wow. But with japa, you have to keep it going and you have to take personal responsibility. There's nobody else there that's going to help you. You have to be the one who takes the sole responsibility. So if we understand this diffusion of responsibility, and so if I think there are other factors that define my success, this is another way of looking at it, that there are other things that are more important in my life that I have to do that define success. Why would we do anything that didn't bring us some kind of reward. Everything we do, we have some sense that either it's staving off misery or it's going to help me get in a better position where I'll have more money so that I'll be the king of the world. And then I'll stave off misery because I'll have a swimming pool. But if I think like that, then I diffuse the responsibility. I just think, like, I'll let something else define me and define my life and define my happiness. So I can also think I'm in an organization, therefore, it's good enough. I got initiated, I'm in an organization, I'm mixing in with other people. I don't have to take personal responsibility. But if I realize that I'm independently responsible to connect with Krishna, then, and nobody else is going to come and help me, then I'll be more diligent. And finally, Japa means that we're giving a personal response to Krishna. It's very personal. We're responding to him. And so we looked up the word respond, and it comes from the word sponsor, which means to pledge. So when we're responding, we're offering a promise or a pledge, and we're saying it. So you can think of when you're chanting japa, it's a personal pledge to Krishna that I'm your servant. And we're reinforcing that again and again. So that's what responsibility means. How much impetus do we have to actually respond to Krishna? To that degree, we're responsible. Nirkula, anything I missed? Any other comments or thoughts?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Yes, Dhanavari.
Please accept my humble obeisances to you, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I like the point that you said that if we do it, then it's our personal responsibility. And then I was thinking about when we eat, I was telling somebody that, just talking, that if we eat, we get satisfied. So if we have to do our spiritual duty, like japa or any kind of service, then we get, individual soul gets satisfied. So if you don't eat, then you don't get satisfied, you stay hungry. So just like that, I was just thinking, as a reflection.
You don't get full
Thank
watching
you.
other people eat. Yeah, nice. Well, I like that one. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other points?
Maharaj, I like this point of please remind me. I was just talking yesterday with one of my friend. He's like a new devotee. He was chanting few rounds, and then he told that his sister, who is 4-year-old, she just died like out of swine flu or something, and then within a few weeks or something, then he told that, yeah, and actually no, he was talking about his father who is in Alzheimer's state, and then he's not able to recollect anything. Even he's telling him to chant, he do, but then again he forgets and everything. So he told, I don't want to be in that state. So he increased to 6 round. I told, wow, how did you reach to 6 round? He told, I don't want to be in that stage, that now I have to practice so that I can be reminded of Krishna at the end of my life. So I was very impressed by that.
Well, just the fact that there is a swine flu and Alzheimer's in this world is a good impetus to chant Hare Krishna. Anybody want the swine flu? No, thanks. Very good. Yes, we should take the opportunity while we can to tell Krishna that I want to remember you. Even in Gajendra, we know that in his previous life, he was praying like that and trying to remember. So in the next life, Krishna reminded him, even when he was in the body of an elephant, and when he got into a compromised situation, then Krishna said, this is what you really want, and he reminded him. So take the opportunity while you can. Gaur Premanande Haribo. Hare Krishna. A few points for a wrap-up. And this is something we've talked about before, but it's worth going over regularly, and that is avoid japa fade. Fear the fade. The word fade means to gradually grow weak. And all practices fade without attention. To give attention means, one of the definitions of attention is special care. Attention also means to stretch. It has the word ten in it, which means to stretch towards something like a tendon. Holds together, it stretches between the muscle and the bone. In Japa, one must lean in or stretch one's mind and heart towards the Mahamantra to make the chanting special. And finally, be determined to make Japa better every day. Don't be satisfied with the status quo. You're either improving or getting worse. There's no staying the same. And just to re-emphasize one of the points that Prabhupada made in his quote is, in conditioned state, you may chant, and you may not have taste. So he said, chant officially. And this brings to mind some advice I read in a book about writing. You may say, I feel like I have writer's block, or I don't want to write because the mind wants to procrastinate. So the author, who's a successful author, said, then you should become a professional. And it means that whether you want to or you don't want to, you sit down at the same time every day and you chalk out a certain amount of time and you just do it. That's what it means to be a professional. And the same thing with japa. If you don't have taste, if you're not getting rati and seeing lila while you're chanting, then you should do it officially, knowing that it's the right thing to do. And just take any last reflections before we break for a greeting of the deities. Anything you heard today or experienced that stuck in your mind, you're taking away. Jai Madhava Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for that wonderful point that there is no status quo. You are either improving or you are degrading. That's a wonderful reminder that every day we can focus on, like, we are starting from zero. And either we can go to +1 or go to -1. Thank you.
Nice. We should be afraid of fading away because it happens just by little degrees every day, and then next thing you know, you're off your discipline, whatever it may be. 1, 2.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanvatnam. I really like the word officially because it gives a lot of encouragement. Because sometimes, you feel like you're not making progress, or, is this, I don't have any taste. So this thing is as an, commitment which we have made it. It doesn't matter whether you have taste or not. So we have to do it rigorously, but yeah, officially. So I really like that.
And interestingly enough, there's taste. Shrimati Tulsi Devi ki jai. There's taste in doing it officially also, in duty. Prabhu.
Yeah, so when I came last month, I had the point that I am doing all mechanical job. It's all mechanical. So you all pray for me, give me blessing. That worked. It helped me. But I think I still need more. It is still mechanical, but it improved from the last time. So it's really useful to come here.
Haribo. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Make Japa great again. Oh, there's 2 hands up. You got to go quick. Go ahead, Pavani Bhakti, you got 15 seconds.
Sorry, I was just, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna everyone. I was just thinking like the Shishtastaka verse about the Nam Namakari Bahudane Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Arpitani Amita Smaranina Kala. Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Duldeva Mitrishamiha Janina Anuraga, in which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Krishna has invested so much of his energies, he has so much names, all our energies are in the mantra, and there are not even many hard and fast rules for chanting, but still I don't have any taste for the chanting. And when you said that, we should do it officially and we should do it repeatedly, then the taste slowly comes. I have felt it like sometimes I would feel, oh, the time is now finishing, the chanting time is finishing, I cannot do it more. So it happens, but only with repeated chanting. I was able to reconnect with that.
And also his solution in the next verse is be very humble.
Yeah,
Because
Trinada, please.
if you're unfortunate and you can't chant, then be very humble.